Hi, everyone. So fortunately, Emma is with us in the green room already. So she's going to be able to start a little bit earlier for us, which is fantastic. But I just wanted to take this time to, one, thank you all for attending and being part of this event, for your questions, for being so involved in our presentations. And to say that if you have any ideas or any topics that you think we should be covering, I'd absolutely love to hear from you. These events are curated to support our community and our industry, and we want to make sure that we really are providing the best care. So please do reach out. We really do like your feedback. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors, Sexy Jobs, Sex Panther, and Strip Chat. A lot of S's. Without them, this event wouldn't be possible, and I really feel that even for me personally, there's been some absolutely wonderful advice, and speakers, as always, go above and beyond to provide us with wonderful information. So diving straight back in, Emma, hello. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Can you see me?
I can see you, we can hear you.
Right?
Emma's been writing some blogs for us as well.
Yes.
So you can catch those on panelsupport.org/blog, and also on Emma's website, which is imperfectly-u.com. And we're going to talk about the power of play. So I'll leave you to it and say thank you very much, and I hope everyone enjoys.
Thank you. So, thank you so much for joining me today. As Leah mentioned, I am Emma. I am the life coach and owner of imperfectly-u.com, and we're a monthly membership of support and coaching for those working in the adult industry. And our memberships include one-to-one life coaching sessions, a monthly group support group via Zoom, and an exclusive daily Telegram community for motivation and support from your fellow sex workers. So we're basically trying to build a community of fierce and empowered individuals. So now for today's topic, which is the importance of playtime for adults. So how many of you here wish you had more fun in your life? I am very guilty of overworking, not taking time out to do the things that I enjoy, and prioritizing things like cleaning my house instead of going outside, enjoying the sunshine, and just having fun. I often think of the memories that stick in my mind, like throughout my life, and they're usually of really fun times, right? Being creative, I've stepped out of my comfort zone, I've tried new hobbies, and they're certainly not of the memories, of the times I've spent doing life admin. So, although we're adults, yes, we need to work. We also need to take time for fun. So, in this talk today, we're going to explore the definition of play, the benefits of this, the barriers to this, and also some practical ideas of how you can incorporate more play into your life. I also don't claim to be an expert in the field, but I will try and talk from my own experiences when I can of how play has helped me. So let us start from the very beginning, the evolutionary origins of play. So in my research, I came across a book by Dr. Stuart Brown, which is titled Play, How It Shapes the Brain, Opens the Imagination, and Invigorates the Soul. And he offers a really interesting insight into the role that play has had in the development of not just humans, but also numerous species across the animal kingdom. Now, he begins by exploring the concept of play as a means of developing essential survival skills for animals. And the first point that he discusses is skill development through imitation. So for animals, play serves as a form of imitation, allowing young animals to mimic the behavior of adults. I'm sure we've all seen on wildlife documentaries, lion cubs wrestling, pouncing on each other. This is when they practice essential life skills for social interactions and hunting. I remember when I used to live in Barbados, I used to watch this huge group of monkeys every night at dusk, like ramble across the golf course, and all the babies and the young ones would like rolling around and playing, and all the adult monkeys would be trying to keep them moving up the trees because it's past their bedtime. So yeah, playing animals also helps them establish and reinforce social bonds within animal groups. And these interactions help the development of trust, communication, and cooperation among them. And by engaging in play, the animals learn to navigate social hierarchies, negotiate dominance, and understand appropriate social cues. It also helps with cognitive development and problem solving by presenting animals with mental challenges, solving puzzles, outsmarting their playmates, or navigating complex environments during play. It stimulates their creativity and their adaptability. These cognitive benefits extend to enhancing an animal's ability to respond to unpredictable situations and changes in their environment. Playful behaviors often involve mock aggression, such as wrestling, chasing, which can serve as a safe outlet for pent-up energy and aggression. And by engaging with each other in this way, they can learn to regulate their impulses and manage conflicts without resorting to a full-blown harmful fight. And this contributes to the overall stability and well-being of their social groups. Now, in Dr. Stuart Brown's research, he finally states that play behavior is not limited to humans or a single species. He notices the presence of play across various animals, including mammals, birds, reptiles, and even insects. So despite differences in species, play shares common characteristics across the group, such as spontaneity, rule breaking, and voluntary engagement. So, and it's for these reasons that he classes it, as playing a fundamental role in evolutionary development. Now, by recognizing the root of play across species, we can gain a deeper understanding of its significance in shaping behaviors, promoting adaptation, and fostering the development of critical life skills. And he also states that play is not just a frivolous activity, but it's a crucial mechanism that has contributed to the survival and the success of countless species, including our own. So now moving on to us, the humans, why we're here. What is the definition of play for us? So when we think of playing, we might first think of children running around with a ball or playing with Barbies, that sort of thing. But the benefits of play are not restricted to any age group. Anyone can do it, regardless of our age and our profession. And the definition of play in adults refers to recreational activities that adults engage in just for the sake of enjoyment. So relaxation, personal fulfillment. It's non-obligatory and it's voluntary. And it allows us to freely get involved in activities that we find pleasurable without any specific goal or outcome. It serves as a form of leisure and stress relief, helping us to unwind and recharge from the demands of our daily lives. And who doesn't need more of that? And basically, we do it because it's fun. So, what are the differences between child's play and adults? So, childhood play and adult play differ in several aspects, which stem from the developmental stages and responsibilities of each life stage. And the main differences are, number one, the purpose and the goals. So play during childhood is primarily focused on exploration, learning, and skill development to understand the world around them, build social skills, and enhance their physical abilities. Adult play tends to have a more recreational and leisure-oriented purpose. In other words, adults often play to enjoy themselves, have fun, relax, rather than necessarily for more serious or practical reasons. Then we have the freedom and the structure. So children's play is typically less structured. They have more freedom to explore and experiment. It's often spontaneous, allowing them to follow their interests and their curiosity. And adult play can vary in structure and might include organized sports, games, or hobbies. But even if the adult play isn't organized in itself, there is usually more structure and planning involved to actually do it, as us adults often have to balance play with our other responsibilities, as we know, things like time constraint. I don't know about you, but I would absolutely love to be able to just shut my laptop whenever I wanted and go for playtime. And then there is the socialization. So play is crucial for children's social development, as they learn to interact with their friends, negotiate, share, and resolve conflicts. And although socialization is an important part of adult play, the nature of social interactions differs. So within adults, it can strengthen existing relationships, it can build new connections, and it's often more focused on shared interests and hobbies. And then we have the physicality. So children's play often involves lots of physical activities like running, jumping, climbing, rough and tumble play. It's essential for their motor skill development and their overall physical health. While physical play still plays a part in adulthood, it's not as dominant as it is in childhood. It might include physical activities like sports, dancing, and hiking, but it also includes things like creative play, intellectual games, pottery, painting. And, in summary, childhood play is primarily oriented towards skill development and learning, while adult play focuses more on relaxation, leisure, and socialization. And both forms of play are important for human development and our well-being. So why is it that we might start to play less from children to adults? And I was listening to a podcast called The Psychology Sisters. And in this podcast, they discuss how this shift may begin to happen when we're later on in school, and we might be rewarded by teachers and parents, for working hard, getting good grades. And play at this stage in our lives may not be seen as a beneficial use of time. We might slowly feel the shift of, focusing our efforts on more serious things. I know I remember the pressures of this whilst I was at school, having to revise for exams, be more serious, think about my future, all that sort of boring stuff. So yeah, and we're here today to talk about gaining some of that playtime back as adults. So let's start. Why is it beneficial for us to do this? What is the point? All right, so the first point that I'd like to talk about is how it positively affects our mental health. So number one, it can act as a stress reliever for adults. And when we're fully immersed in play, our mind is temporarily diverted from everyday worries and stresses. And this shift in focus can help reduce the production of stress hormones like cortisol, and it triggers the release of endorphins, which are our natural mood boosters. And as a result, we can experience a sense of relaxation and calmness, helping us better, cope better with stress and anxiety. Number two, it also triggers the brain's reward system, leading to the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, which are associated with feelings of pleasure and happiness. So engaging in enjoyable and playful activities can lift our mood, create positive emotions, and foster a general sense, of well-being. And this elevated emotional state contributes to greater overall happiness in our daily lives. Play has a significant impact on cognitive abilities in adults too. So whether it's through brain teasing games, puzzles, or like strategic activities. Playing in this way stimulates various brain regions. And this stimulation enhances our cognitive function, including things like memory, attention, and problem solving skills. Regularly challenging the mind in this way can help maintain cognitive sharpness and prevent decline as we age. I know my partner insists on doing his brain training daily through an app called Elevate. And I will be honest and say I only watch from the sidelines and I get involved in the spelling part, but not the maths. So yeah, I leave that bit to him. Yeah, so let's also talk about boosting our creativity. So play can also involve open-ended and imaginative activities that encourage us to think outside the box and explore new ideas. So hear me out, okay? This could include a collaborative story. I've read this as a recommendation somewhere. I'm not sure I'm on board, but I'll tell you. So this could include a collaborative storytelling with a group of people where each person has 2 sentences to add to a story, building the narrative as you go. I'm thinking about how that would pan out. I think it would probably be quite funny. Or something that I like to do solo is take out my pottery clay with no plan and build something random. And the last time that this happened, I ended up creating a very strange lamp. And I actually have it here. So I'm going to show you it. But please don't judge. When it didn't have color, it was brown and it looked like the Harry Potter sorting hats. So I made this, and then I also made this. What's that going to stay? Yeah, this funny little ball. See, definitely didn't have a plan starting this. So yeah, but it's not show and tell. So I'm going to stop there. So in conclusion, our creative pursuits promote divergent thinking and stimulate our brain's creative centers. So play also helps us build emotional resilience by providing a safe space to explore and experiment without fear of failure or judgment. Through play, we can develop a growth mindset and learn to adapt to challenges more effectively. And this resilience not only benefits our play experiences, but it can also transfer to other areas of our life. For example, when my lamp collapsed 10 times whilst I was building it, focused on finding a solution to make it work. And yeah, you could say that transfers to other areas of my life too. And also when we are deeply involved in play, you know, it often requires like a focus on the present moment where we can fully immerse ourselves in the activity that we're doing. And this mindfulness during play can have a meditative effect in reducing rumination about the past, worries about the future, and being fully present enhances the enjoyment of the activity, and it promotes a sense of mindfulness in daily life. And I know that when I went to my pottery classes weekly, it really did feel like a form of meditation for like the 3 hours that I was there. And yeah, I really valued that time, So I can really resonate with play being beneficial to my mental health for numerous reasons. And one of the most important reasons is that I am someone that has had OCD and intrusive thoughts since I was very young. And I had periods of very intense OCD and other months when it would completely disappear, and some days it was debilitating. So we're talking about 10 years ago now, but it was probably at its worst. And I found it really difficult to think about, anything else. It really took over my daily life. And it was during one of these moments that I decided, after a few weeks of spying on them from the window, that I was going to join a CrossFit gym. Now, if any of you have ever been to a CrossFit gym, you probably know somebody that has, because that's all they talk about. You will know that it's a group activity. and there are timed workouts. You learn new skills and you constantly get to prove to yourself you're capable of learning new things. And it's not for everyone, but for me, it truly was fun. You know, every time I walked into class, I was greeted by my new friends that soon became my very good friends. We were given fun new skills to learn. And of course, I got super fit. So during CrossFit, I increased my resilience. I was completely present in that hour. I made a whole bunch of new friends and I got to have fun and like adult playtime every single day. And I used to go on my lunch break. It was like the best part of my day. And I mean, these feelings, they really did carry on outside the gym, and they helped me to almost completely stop my OCD and intrusive thoughts that I'd had the whole of my life. And to this day, although I'm not doing, CrossFit, I still train a lot. So exercise plays a huge part in helping my mental health, and exercise is play. And I must say, though, I am not a doctor. And if you are experiencing these kind of thoughts, then please do contact a professional. So, how else can play help us? As mentioned in my own personal story, play is a social connector. And it does this through our shared experiences. So engaging in playful activities together creates shared experiences that form bonds between individuals, whether it's playing a team sport, participating in a group game, or, attending a fun event. These shared experiences create lasting memories and a sense of camaraderie among the people involved. Adults who participate in play with others who share similar passions find it easier to connect and relate to each other. Having common interests provides a natural conversation starter and a foundation for building deeper connections. Many play activities involve collaboration and cooperation, so working together towards a common goal, whether it's winning a game or completing a task. This also strengthens interpersonal bonds and builds a sense of trust and reliance on each other. So engaging in fun and light-hearted activities can also be a good icebreaker, making social interactions less awkward and formal, and helping us to relax more and be more open with each other. I know that I always used to dread these sort of icebreakers at the beginning of a new job or starting a new class, but once I got into it, they usually turned out to be pretty fun and usually embarrassing, but we all had a laugh. And playful interactions can also help us gain insights into each other's personalities and preferences and emotions. And this fosters empathy and a deeper understanding for one another, leading to more meaningful and empathetic relationships. And as mentioned previously, play triggers the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, which are associated with positive emotions and pleasure. So engaging in playful activities together can create a positive and enjoyable atmosphere, and it enhances the overall mood, again, strengthening the bond between people. And, a play activity might also be useful to do with the people that you'd like to spend more time with. It's a really great opportunity for us to break away from daily routines and responsibilities, creating valuable moments of connection with the people that are closest to us. This could look like, taking a dance class together, exploring a new hiking trail, or like trying out a new hobby, which seems really popular right now, like indoor climbing. And yes, these are all things that I want to try. But I guess it's about finding the things that are right for you. So in conclusion, adult play is a powerful catalyst for social connections and building relationships. And by creating shared experiences, promoting collaboration, fostering empathy, it strengthens our bonds and it nurtures meaningful relationships. So now moving on to my next benefit, which is using social play to reduce feelings of isolation and loneliness. Just move this down a little bit. Yeah, so within the adult industries, it's quite common for individuals to be self-employed, or working alone, or working very long hours. And I know this from my own experience. So if you're spending a lot of time daily making content or speaking to strangers in front of a camera, it can be, it can feel quite lonely. You might also feel isolated from those around you who don't work in the industry, or perhaps they might not understand your working life, and the pressures that it brings. And we're social creatures, and our need for connection with others is deeply ingrained in our biology and our psychology. And here is why social interactions are vital for combating isolation and loneliness. So, number one, they can provide emotional support by allowing us to share our feelings and concerns and experiences with each other. Having someone who listens and understands can alleviate feelings of loneliness and provide comfort during challenging times. Social interactions also foster a sense of belonging and inclusion within a community or a social group. Feeling accepted and valued by others helps combat the sense of isolation that also accompanies loneliness. Number three, so validation and empathy. So yes, socially, people can also receive validation for their emotions and experiences. Being heard and understood by others cultivates a sense of empathy, making us feel less alone in our struggles. And social interactions can also provide a healthy distraction from negative thoughts and rumination that can exacerbate feelings of isolation and loneliness. Engaging with others helps shift the focus away from internal struggles sometimes. And yeah, meaningful interactions can also enhance our self-esteem and self-worth. So feeling valued and appreciated by others boosts confidence and counteracts feelings of inadequacy, which are also associated with loneliness. Exploring play socially can also introduce us to support networks. And these networks offer, a safety net during difficult times and provide a sense of community and connection. I can't tell you the amount of times that I ran into my CrossFit gym, like, oh my God, I've got an issue. Somebody support me. And, everybody was always there. So somebody was there to talk to. It really was great. And yeah, the final point, when playing within a group, it often involves shared goals, activities, and it provides us with a sense of purpose and direction. So in summary, social interactions play a vital role in reducing feelings of isolation and loneliness. And they offer emotional support, a sense of belonging, validation, and empathy. So engaging with others reduces our stress, our negative thoughts, while providing cognitive stimulation and, a sense of purpose. So positive social interactions are essential for our overall well-being. So moving on to my next point. Yes. So the link between adult play and physical well-being is a significant one. Engaging in playful activities can have various positive effects on our physical health. Many types of adult play involve physical activity like sports, dancing, hiking, playful games. I'm open to suggestions, by the way, if you guys have any. And yeah, regular physical exercise is essential for maintaining a healthy body weight, improving our cardiovascular health, reducing the risk of chronic disease, like heart disease, diabetes, obesity. And here is how adult play contributes to physical well-being. So, number one, I am a massive advocate for this. It can contribute to better sleep quality. Regular physical activity can reduce our stress levels and it regulates our sleep patterns, promotes restorative sleep, which is crucial for overall physical health and cognitive function. I'm such a big sleep advocate that I nap every day as well. So this is a big one for me. Playful activities that involve movements like dancing, yoga, sports that can enhance our flexibility and mobility. If you're sat at a computer or on a bed for most of the day whilst you're working, you might suffer from posture issues like, rounded shoulders or a sore back. And taking part in activities to improve your flexibility will increase your overall physical comfort and functionality in daily life and your job. So yeah, activities that involve weight-bearing exercises like dancing, weightlifting. For me, it's Olympic lifting. It's my thing. That also promotes bone health, and that reduces the risk of osteoporosis, especially in older adults. So regular physical activity through play can also strengthen our immune system, making us more resilient to infections and illnesses. It can boost our energy levels and overall vitality. So feeling more energetic can lead to increased motivation to engage in physical activities, creating like a positive cycle of improved well-being. I like to think of it as energy creating more energy. And yeah, the final point. So regular physical activity through play has also been associated with, increased longevity, and adults who maintain an active lifestyle are more likely to live longer and enjoy a higher quality of life in their later years. There are many other benefits, like we've talked about improved cardiovascular health, weight management, lung function, improved blood cholesterol levels, enhanced blood sugar control, and strengthens the muscles and bones and reduced risk of chronic diseases. So overall, it's great. Now, moving on to the next point, we have play to foster emotional resilience. So emotional resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity. And play can offer a safe and enjoyable space to confront challenges in a controlled setting. So by participating in playful activities, we can develop problem-solving skills, emotional regulation, a sense of agency when faced with difficult situations. And it can help build resilience by fostering a mindset that views obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than, insurmountable barriers. And we love a growth mindset. Play also encourages unconventional thinking and experimentation. So engaging in imaginative activities can unlock new perspectives and innovative solutions to life's problems. The creative thinking nurtured through play allows us to approach challenges with fresh eyes. It promotes a more adaptable and open-minded approach to adversity. And it's also intrinsically linked to positive emotions and pleasure. So engaging in playful activities triggers feelings of joy, curiosity, enthusiasm. These positive emotions can counterbalance the negative effects of stress and adversity. It just helps us have a more positive and optimistic outlook on life. And a positive mindset enables us to face challenges with greater courage and resilience. Now the fun parts. Let's take a look at the types of play that we could take part in. So this was the part when I said that, I'm open to suggestions here. So if you want to pop some things in as I'm talking, please do. So number one, engaging in sports activities, both physically and mentally stimulating. Options range from tennis, golf, swimming, joining a local sports league, participating with friends. That can be a really great way to have fun, stay active. Board games, it's another one. So they're a really great way to challenge your mind and enjoy social interaction. I personally love Jenga, absolutely hate Monopoly. So it's definitely a personal choice. I feel like I'm having flashbacks to arguments as a child with my cousins. And embracing creative arts, that also allows us, to express ourselves and tap into our artistic side. As I've shown you, it's super creative over here. You could consider things like painting, drawing, crafting, pottery. These sorts of pursuits can be relaxing and therapeutic, and as mentioned before, also like a form of meditation. Playing a musical instrument or singing can be a great way to engage. So whether it's like actually playing an instrument like the guitar, piano, drums, even singing along in the car can be classed as play, which I do very loudly with nobody else in the car, thank God for them. Yeah, dancing, that can be a playful and expressive way to stay active and connect with others. It could be like a formal dance class, or it could just be dancing freely in your living room, moving to the music allows you to let go of your inhibitions and experience the joy of just flailing around, moving your body. And then we have playing with animals. So if you don't have pets, you could inquire at your local shelter to see if they need any volunteers to play with the animals. And I used to do this so much when I lived abroad. I was feeling like a little bit lonely as well, and I found so much joy in visiting, these little lonely cats and dogs and playing with them and taking them on walks and stuff. So yeah, that's a good one for me. And then there's also spending time with children. Now, you are literally, when you hang around with a child, you're literally forced to take a break from being so serious and to play games and use your imagination. I've literally just been sat playing with all my nephews and my niece, and I was thinking, God, the things that come out of my mouth when I'm with them, it's funny. It takes you back. And yeah, the next one. So nature can provide a great playground for adults to engage in and play, like hiking, biking, camping, exploring local parks. There are fun ways to connect with the outdoors and like enjoy things outside. Get out of, working indoors all day. Yeah, cooking and baking, they can also be playful and enjoyable experiences, especially when you're experimenting with like new recipes or creating dishes with your friends or your family. I tend to be the person that just provides the conversation in those situations. But yeah, you could also try participating in improv classes or community theatre groups. And these sorts of activities, they encourage spontaneity, creativity, and a sense of like, being in a group, camaraderie again. And participating in role-playing games or simulations allows us to immerse ourselves in different scenarios and personas. I actually think that's definitely relevant to the adult industry. I mean, how many times can models get asked for role plays? So this type of play promotes empathy, perspective taking, and a deeper understanding of human behavior and emotions. You could engage in creative writing, so storytelling or participating in language games, promoting like linguistic development, communication skills, and like imaginative thinking. And it encourages us to explore different narratives and different perspectives. You could do gardening, which allows us to like nurture living things. I see so many people on TikTok and Instagram right now that have their own vegetable patches. And I think, I really wish I had a garden because I feel like I would love to try that. And probably kill everything, but I'd like to give it a go. It's both playful and rewarding. And for those seeking a thrill, adventure sports, you have things like rock climbing, kayaking, zip lining. That's so random. Adrenaline pumping experiences. And I actually recently went to one of those outdoor treetop adventures, and it was one of the funniest days I've ever had. And mainly because I was laughing at my friend who has no balance at all on every part of the course. I mean, it was so fun. I had tears streaming down my face, laughing so much. Yeah, so here's a task actually. If you could maybe think about the type of play that you like to enjoy and maybe something you'd like to try. Yeah, have a little think and pop that in the chat and we can have a look. And remember, play is really about finding activities that bring you joy that spark your curiosity. It's such a personal thing. It's about engaging in activities that make you feel alive, allow you to express yourself, and ultimately make you feel good. And if you're not sure what type of play to take part in, you can also try this exercise. So yeah, can you think back to your childhood? What type of play did you like to do? Was it painting? Were you talking to your imaginary friend, using your imagination, creating all these different worlds outside, or were you climbing trees, really physical play? You might want to ask your family and the people around you, like, what were you like? Did you prefer to play on your own, in a group? And where did you have the most fun? And I did this exercise the other day and I was thinking back, it brought back some really nice memories. And I spent a lot of time outdoors in Scotland, literally playing in the fields. And as an adult, I absolutely love being in nature. So when I did this exercise, it made so much sense to me. And now, when I'm being good and giving myself time to play, I take myself on adventure days, and I like to call them my Dora the Explorer days, where I just drive somewhere I've not been before and go out exploring with no plan. And it brings me so much joy. This is me. There is a picture of me with a backpack on. It looks very similar. So yeah, what other ways can we discover what we might enjoy? So that was one exercise. So when I was reading the book again by Dr. Stuart Brown, he identified 8 different play personalities that can help you find out what kinds of play work best for you. I'm just going to run through them now with a bit of a description for each. So the collector play personality, they find joy in gathering and accumulating items that hold personal value. So it could be like building collections of things like stamps, coins, action figures, cuddly toys, anime objects, books, vintage cars if you've got the money, or any other tangible, or intangible objects that evoke a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. And like the art of collecting provides a sense of purpose, achievement, and like a deeper connection to specific interests. Then you have the competitor play personality. So they thrive in situations that involve competition, challenges, specific rules, like engaging in organized sports, board games, video games, competitive activities like trivia nights, chess tournaments. It brings out their inner drive to excel and succeed. And winning or achieving specific goals is like a really big motivator for individuals with this play personality. I think I'm probably quite like this one. I feel like CrossFit is very competitive. So that's probably why I enjoy it. I'm definitely probably a competitor play person. Yeah. And then we also have the creator or the artist play personality. And this derives, they derive immense satisfaction from creating. So whether it's through like painting, sculpting, or crafting, or, woodwork, cooking, repairing machinery, these people find joy in bringing ideas to life and making things work. And the process of transforming raw materials into something meaningful and beautiful is central to their play experience. Okay, maybe on that one too. You can be more than one. So then we have director play personality. They enjoy planning, organizing, like orchestrating events and experiences, hosting parties, coordinating gatherings, or even like participating in event management. It allows them to, express their creativity and their attention to detail. So creating memorable experiences for others becomes a source of fulfillment and enjoyment. Then you have the explorer. So they seek novelty and new experiences, and they find joy in discovering uncharted territories, whether it's through physical exploration of new places, engaging in like adventurous activities or like pursuing intellectual challenges. It could be, traveling to unfamiliar locations, trying different cuisines, different foods, diving into a new genre of like literature, different types of books. It exemplifies their play-driven exploration. And then you have the joker. So this type of person embraces humor and silliness and spontaneity, and they delight in making other people laugh, and they find joy in playful interactions, like we said before, theater, stand-up comedy, playful pranks, like, or just engaging in like simple banter with their friends. And then you have the kinesthete play personality. Now, they find pleasure in physical movement and bodily expressions. So we mentioned this quite a lot, but like activities like dance, yoga, sports, hiking, even gardening provides a sense of like liberation and vitality. And they feel most alive when their bodies are in motion and they can connect with the physical world around them. And then lastly, we have the storyteller. So they find meaning and enjoyment in narratives and stories. So that could be, creating their own stories through writing. It could be engaging in storytelling, attending theater performances, like immersing themselves in books, films. They find playfulness in the world of imagination and creativity. So by understanding and embracing our, unique play personality, we can tap into the activities that resonate most with our preferences, leading to greater satisfaction, personal growth, general sense of well-being. And I definitely, you can definitely be more than one. I feel like I fall into quite a few of those categories. Maybe definitely not one of them, but yeah, definitely a few. And another way, actually, to look at the type of play that might interest us, it was another study done by Dr. Rene Proyer, and it involves over 3,000 people. Now, in his study, he recognized 4 different types of play tendencies. Now, these were other directed playfulness, number 1. So these are people that enjoy messing around with friends. Number 2, light-hearted playfulness. And these are people who view everything in life as playful. Number 3, intellectual playfulness. And these are people who tend to mostly play with ideas and thoughts. And then you have whimsical playfulness. So these are people who show interest in quirky or unusual things, and they find their entertainment in like the smaller, more everyday types of occurrences and observations. And in the book Why We Play, which is another one that I read, by Joanna Fortune, she mentioned that you may find that you have crossover tendencies in your playful preferences, but are more dominant in one type over the other. And she also gives examples of ideas to try from each category. So some of these are quite funny. Other directed play could be like tag rugby, chasing each other, gathering with friends, having a laugh, like recounting the funny things you've jointly experienced in the past. She said you could also try playing Twister with a couple of other adults. I've definitely done that. I really enjoy that. Light-hearted play, she said, it could be that you're open to evolving ideas and plans in the moment. So like actively not taking life too seriously. It's harder said than done, I feel. Like deciding in the moment, what would be fun right now? X, Y, or Z. You could try accepting like last minute invitations, or like initiating one without much of a plan, and just like see where the day or the night takes you. I actually like to call those pretend like I'm on holiday days, when you're just like, oh, treat your surroundings like you're on holiday and just go and do something random. And you're like, oh, I'm just visiting Greece today. I'm just going to pop in this shop. I mean, there's so many things outside where I live that I haven't adventured into and experienced. So yeah, I call those holiday days. And then for intellectual play, she says this is about enjoy activities that make you think in new ways. So like Sudoku, problem solving puzzles, jigsaws, board games, like things with strategy. Even a Rubik's Cube was listed. And then for whimsical playfulness, she recommends embracing like quirky, unusual, bizarre, and something that's fun and engaging in that way. And she says, try moving around your kitchen as a butterfly. Not going to do the example in my kitchen now. I'll save you. Mime that you're running for a bus without your legs moving, and maybe adopt an unusual walk up from your house to the bus stop. Or like make up a live story for strangers that you see, in public transport or just walking ahead of you. So it seems that being playful really has no rules. So if it seems quite easy for us to be playful, and there are so many benefits to playing as adults, why do we often find barriers? Okay, so barriers can vary based on like our individual circumstances, societal norms, personal beliefs. Some of these key barriers include time constraints, busy work schedules, family responsibilities, other commitments, it leaves limited time for leisure and play, for ourselves. And many of us struggle to find the time, like amidst daily obligations, like making it a challenge for us to prioritize just going out and having fun. There's this, also society often associates play just with childhood, and it may lead some of us to view that as like frivolous or, immature. We might feel societal pressure to focus solely on work and adult responsibilities, dismissing the value of play for our well-being. And like I've said before, I am definitely, at fault of this, feeling the need to, oh, but I've got this to do on my, my work list today and X, Y, and Z. And before I know it, it's 9 o'clock. And I think, damn, that's another day of play gone. Yeah, so we're here to learn from each other, by the way, guys. We're definitely not telling you that I'm the best here. Yeah, and then you have high levels of, stress and burnout can leave us feeling really mentally and physically exhausted. So, and when we're faced with these conditions, play may not be seen as a priority. As individuals, we might believe we need to focus on rest or, work-related tasks. So we need energy to play in the first place. You need to be rested and to feel like you can actually take a break and do those things. Yeah, and adults might also not be aware of play options available to them. So, they might have limited access to sports facilities or like recreational spaces, or we might think we need all the right equipment, before we start thinking we need to buy all the proper art materials, the best paints and pencils. We could also be reluctant to try new things for fear of not knowing how to do it. So yeah, being a newbie, that could put us off. And then, there's participating in certain activities that might require money, financial resources. It could be like, again, like I said, equipment, fees, classes, events that cost money. Financial constraints can limit opportunities for us to engage in play, especially if some of us are on a tight budget. And then you've got feeling socially isolated or lacking social support network that can discourage us from seeking play opportunities. Without peers or friends to participate in playful activities with, we might feel less inclined to engage in play. And then we have the emphasis on productivity in today's society. So that might lead us to prioritize work-related tasks and achievements over leisure and play. And, this focus on productivity can make it really challenging for us to carve out time for play in our busy lives. And it's really easy to get caught up in the rat race. So how can we break down these barriers and welcome more fun into our lives, me and you? So number one, that is prioritize play in time management. So we could make a conscious effort to schedule playtime into our daily or weekly routine. We could treat play as like a vital part of our well-being, just like any other commitment. You could allocate a specific time for play activities and view them as essential for relaxation, rejuvenation, feeling great throughout the day. We could also like establish clear boundaries between work and personal time. Could create a designated play space or activity to help, switch our focus from work mode to play mode. And make sure it happens outside of the room that we work in, if this is the stance we're going to take on that. But then on the other hand, if you're working from home, you could incorporate play breaks, in between each hour. You can indulge in something that you do for fun, or you could do something creative whilst you work. I know that quite a few cam models that get out the Jenga, they play digital games, they do jigsaws, they draw. I've even heard of Camcock karaoke game, which involves singing music requests into a dildo as a microphone. That's a story for another day. Yeah, and then in fact, if we have any cam models that are watching, any ideas for games on cam, that would be awesome. I think some people would really appreciate to hear those. Yeah, just put like cam games and then something after it if you want to, get involved. And then we've got, finding like-minded individuals who have similar play interests that can create a supportive environment for embracing play and reducing feelings of isolation. So you could find local groups or like research communities online for this. And I think, it's kind of like you might feel isolated because you don't have any friends, and that might put you off going. But once you go, you make the friends. It's like again, another positive cycle that could happen. And then we can also recognize that, play enhances our productivity. And embrace the idea that taking breaks for play can lead to improved focus and problem solvability. So like if you're an adult performer, you could remind yourself that if you don't have half an hour of playtime, you might feel pretty lethargic, in front of that camera for the rest of your shift. If you've not just taken that, little half an hour for yourself, whatever you do in that half an hour, something playful. And if financial constraints are a barrier, you could create a budget specifically for play activities, and like allocate resources for the play that we enjoy, whether it's sports or hobbies or social gatherings. I know I've added like a little play saver to my bank account. And there's also so many free playful activities that we can start doing right now, as mentioned in that list. So yeah, if you fancy dancing around your kitchen as a butterfly, apparently that's one thing you can do too. And we can also be open to trying new and different things. Experimenting with various forms of play can lead us to discovering new interests, expanding our horizons, and making new friends. And then we've got, if time constraints are an issue, you could start small and, with manageable small play activities. Even a short break for a playful activity can have positive effects on our well-being. And remember that play is a fundamental part of being human, and it's essential for maintaining overall well-being. By implementing these strategies, we can overcome barriers, fostering a more playful, creative, joyful life. And finally, I asked my 5-year-old niece, who is the expert of play, why she likes to play. And she said, because it's fun. Simply because it's fun. And I said, okay, do you think that adults like to play? And she said, well, no, I think they like to clean their kitchens more. So this really brought it home to me that I definitely need more fun in my life. And I hope this talk has inspired you to do the same. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so
Thank you very
welcome.
much. It made me think of a quote by Bertrand Russell, which was, "The time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time."
Yes, that is a good one. Yeah, I've heard that. So should I just pop
Um,
it in the little chat box then, Leah? Should we have a look? Is that, yeah, I can see that, can't I? Oh, what do we have here? Okay. So we've got some recommendations: knitting, video games, and book club. I love that. Yeah, I like knitting actually. And spending time with children is really, been really helpful with grief. That's so beautiful as well. Enjoying creative play like calligraphy. I'm giving crochet a go. Yes, my granny taught me crochet. I love that. Um, and you'd like to do more physical play like dancing or something fun that doesn't feel like exercise. And tap dancing. Oh my gosh, yes. And who said that? And you're also the explorer. Great. Yeah, same like me. Thank you so much for sharing.
I love that. I was thinking about what kind of play that I do.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You're opening it up.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what kind of play other people get up to. But yeah, gym with a group. Don't do CrossFit. I'm not joining the cult.
I tell you, I've left the cult now, but I know what it's like.
Does eating count as play if you really enjoy it?
Do you know what? I would probably say yes. Like I would actually, do you know what? I would probably say going out and exploring different restaurants and that kind of thing. Yeah, definitely.
You've got a yes from one of the attendees as well, so I'm going to take that as a yes.
Yeah.
Watching movies and dress up. We pick a movie and dress up in the theme,
Yes.
which is proper play. Uh,
Yeah.
so I was thinking before this presentation, I don't
Mhm.
really play very much. And then when you were going through the list of all the different activities, like, yes, do that and that. And, oh, okay. All right then.
You just
Uh,
forgot that you play dress up, yeah?
I know.
I love that.
If it's not leather and latex anymore, then at least you choose an gown or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, fab.
So yeah, well, thank you very much. That was lots of fun. I enjoyed
Oh,
it. So also
oh,
can't say.
good. I'm glad. Yeah, I was just so dying to show off my lamp. It
And
hasn't
the
even got
bowl, the painting inside.
the ball. I know. Look, it's so creative.
It's like a candy cane.
Yeah, but don't look close. It's very chipped.
Cool. Like
Yeah, far away, far away. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been really enjoyable. So thank you.